Hi everyone, happy Friday. I don't have a lot of supplies I've picked up in the past few months. However, I had a couple I picked up for Amazon Prime Day. I also had some new Dreamland watercolors. I had ordered a minor Arcana set to complete my Arcana set, and it turns out she shipped me the wrong set. I should have those hopefully to swatch for the next supply haul. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. I had an idea today that I would like to put together and do, I think, during watercolor summer and to help finish it out. But we'll talk about that at the end. So I really only have three supplies to show you, but then I have a number of books to show you, like full flip throughs. So I figured I'd combine these into one video. We'll do these three items and then we'll do the book flip through. If you want to jump around, I'll have jump links in the description for each, not for these three things because these won't take very long, but for each of the books. Or if you just want to go to the books and skip this part, feel free to do that. I've done pretty good the last few months. Okay, let's be clear. I've done pretty well budget-wise the last few months on coloring books and supplies. If you watched my video from Wednesday for my vacation, that's where all my happy spending went, was to convention stuff. So overall, I probably did worse than I normally do, but that's okay. It's okay. I didn't spend as much in coloring as I did with that, so a win's a win. A win's a win. I gotta take what I can get. And it's not like I'm not sitting there. I'm trying to keep a budget. I tried to keep the $100 a month budget. I'm either not even meeting it or I'm like splurging. I don't even meet it most months, for my birthday and Christmas I really splurge. So I don't think it necessarily needs to be in place right now because I'm doing pretty good. If I feel like I'm starting to buy too much again, I will crack down on it. And that's not necessarily like, the problem for me is I don't want to buy so much stuff that it doesn't get used. Like, I want to be more mindful with my buying and not just to have the stuff, but to actually use it too. So it's not anything but that. Like I said, judge free zone here on purchasing and this and that. And I also have a tendency when I get upset and stressed to buy to soothe. And so now I have a job and I work very hard at that job, and I feel like I get a lot of rewards. I reward myself a lot for such a high stress job, and that's cool, but then I don't really have the time to enjoy the things I buy. So it's not sustainable long term, I guess is what I'm saying. So, well, but hey, that is what it is right now, and things will get better. But anyway, okay. Now I've said all that. Let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, wasn't too overwhelmed by Prime Day this year. Again, A, I was being mindful, and B, I just don't think the markdowns were very good. Like, it wasn't. I Oh, well, I guess I could add those to this too. They're not really coloring, but they're coloring. They're like hobby adjacent. I guess I could add those too. But there just wasn't anything that really drew my eye, and I'm trying to stick to um only buying, like I said, mindful buying. And so I really was just looking for certain things that I don't have to add to my collection. And so that's where these three items came into play. I'll go pull the other two things in a minute, but they're not coloring related. I'm always on the look for little project bags, little small bags that I can put small sets in. Maybe I'm actively working on a project and I go on a trip or something like that. Like we go on our trip every year. What in the world is in there? And they had this one. It is camo. I don't particularly care how they look. Obviously, if they have cats on them, I'm much more likely to buy them. But, a good price works as well. But this is just basically like a little travel case where you could put like your, maybe you're working on a project with pencils or something like that, and you want to take the pencils with you. And then if you're using colored pencils, maybe you're also taking your white gel pen, your blender, your maybe you have like a little hand sharpener you can put in there, the little brush, and then like the glove that I always like to wear. So this would be good for putting like a project bag together if you were going to travel with it. And I think this is an extender. So there's two zipper parts here. And I think this one extends it. Oh yeah. So you get an even deeper well for your pencils. Actually, this is a really good point. I'm going to just stick all my Arteza pencils in here that I've pulled for that ongoing, let's see how many fit in there. It's the majority of my Arteza pencils are out, where I've been working on that Puss in Boots picture. Let's see. So this is normally 120 set of pencils. I probably have 70% of them pulled, 70 to 80. Really and truly, I might as well just have pulled them all out. But I was just trying to get an idea of how deep, how many pencils this could hold. So theoretically, like I said, this is probably, oh, I don't know, 60, 70 pencils, and you could make it work and zip it up. So I don't know if like a full 120 set would fit in here, but 72 set of pencils might. If you just don't like swatching and you don't like standard carrying cases for your pencils, if you have a set of 72 with the extended pouch, you can probably fit those in here, 72 or less, and then put in your other materials. So there you go, pretty handy. Looks like there's Velcro strap. Maybe that's what this little pack thing is. The other piece of that. It is. Oh, you can put a flag on it if you want to. America. That's fine. I don't mind. Though, you know, some people would to flip it upside down, but I'm not going to do that. I don't want to, we don't want to get in the politics here. Definitely not saying we're doing great as a country, though. I have no problem saying that. We're not doing well, but of course it is very controversial as to why and what to do, but that's conversation for another day. This is a haul video. You know, actually, I wonder if I can go ahead and zip that. I don't even need the extender part with that. So yeah, comfortably could hold like a 72 pencil set if you absolutely just wanted them freeform in a pack. All right, we'll do this one next. I ended up getting some miniature brushes when I was at too many games and I was painting the miniatures. I realized what a true miniature brush looks like. And for some of the really tiny bits and pieces on coloring pages, if I'm using watercolor, if I'm using paint, you just need a really teeny tiny brush. So I decided to get these miniature brushes, which of course I can also use these. We have some miniatures to paint. I just don't know what state the paint's in. But we have some miniatures we bought for a game once to try to paint. So this gives me some brushes to actually use with that too, which I think is pretty cool. And they're grabby. Hang on. They are put in here weird. You can't just reach in. You should just push them out on the other side like that. Okay, so they come in this little pouch, and they're just really tiny detail brushes. Like that one is quite literally like, no, that one is quite literally like five pieces of hair or brush on there. But that's really cool. Like I said, they kind of are dual brushes. I can use them for watercolor painting or acrylic painting in my coloring books, or I use them for detail work if I do get into painting miniatures, which, like I said, I need another hobby to spend a bunch of money on and ignore. Like, I need another hole in my head. But I have the brushes, so And finally, I have been wanting to try oil pastels, particularly for backgrounds. I had a small little set, but I saw this one and it was a good price, and I wanted more colors if I was going to try it. So I decided to get this Marte. I don't. They have like Paul Rubin and other like fancier oil pastels, but we are going to be more mindful and we are going to try them out first before we decide we're going to spend up on on bigger products. So this is a set of 48, which I feel like is probably plenty of colors, especially if these actually do blend well with each other. So you have swatches here. I have not tried to swatch these out. A little cover. And I am definitely not used to oil pastels, so hopefully I don't get these all over my hands. They feel fairly dry. They don't feel too bad. There. If I just do the lightest touch, I'm pulling a little bit of pigment onto my fingers. So, but I think Maya actually just posted a tutorial for using oil pastels, and so I'd like to give that a crack and a whirl. Try that a couple times. My biggest concern is how it does like a fixative like I typically use on my pages work to seal these. Like I just wonder like longevity wise how these handle in coloring books, and so I'll have to look a little more into that. But yeah, wanted to give them a whirl. This seemed like a good starter set, and maybe I'll try a couple and then maybe we do a demo together at some point. Alright, hang on. Let me go grab... I'm just going to put the mic down. Because it's literally going to take 30 seconds. Okay, maybe more like 10, but you know. I did pick up... Michelle, you diamond paint? Well, I buy diamond paintings. I don't know if I actually use them. These are made by Yaya, Y-O-Y-A. And they had these on sale for Amazon Prime Day. You can kind of see the pictures here. My mom really likes flower pictures, so I wanted to get one for her and try it. And then I saw these, which are, gosh, you can't hardly see the pictures on here. They're just very abstract, like dark, gothy kind of pictures. And those are more for me. So they come in packs of 2, and I'm going to try them out. Like I said, I definitely want to work on one of these for my mom. Maybe as a Christmas present is what I'm hoping for, or birthday present. We'll see how it goes. See, this is the thing. I've got to just start getting, not just coloring, but I have all these other hobbies. I have Lego sets to put together. I have computer games to play. I have diamond painting to do. I have a watercolor project series from Lindsay the Frugal Crafter that I want to work through, like get into some actual watercolor. There's so many things, and there's woobles. I could throw all my packs of woobles on the bed and roll around in them like it's money. It's ridiculous. I'd probably paper cut myself 1,000 times, but you get the idea. Like I've got stuff to crochet, so like I have so much to do. I just don't have the time to do it, and I'm really hoping that changes. I'm trying to change that. So anyway, let's move on to the books portion. Let me go grab them. All right, so I have a number of books to show you. Finally got the last one in today. So these are going to be full flip throughs. Like I said, I just decided to combine my normal full flip through with this little haul today. So again, I'll have jumps to each of these books, so if you just want to see specific books, feel free to look down in the description for what I have. We'll go ahead and just start with the top here. So Coco I love Coco books. I like their older books a lot more than their newer books. It seems like somewhere around the start of the year they adopted this more square book format, and like all their stuff's coming out in this format. And there's been some controversy because some of the layout and imagery looks very similar to another artist that had been publishing for a while and things like that. So not keen on that. However, this one in particular jumped out at me because it did seem unique and different, and not parallel to anybody else's work. And so I decided to purchase this one just to try this format out and see if I like it. I wish they would do a mix. Like if these are selling really well and stuff, I get it. But I also miss their other books, their older books that are more of the letter size and had more of a variety of things rather than just cute objects or simple objects to color. Like I miss those books too. So I wish they would do a mix. But this is Spooky Cutie, cute and comfy coloring book. So that's my thoughts on it. There's a lot of people that prefer the new format and would rather they not go back to the old format. And so, it's everybody's different. This one I liked because it had, actual scenes like this. But then you'll see a Jade Summer book here in a minute that also has this square format with these cute images. And again, I don't mind that. And in this case, like, I think it's really cute and I do like it because it's got like the spooky cute element to it. I do like the fact that these are dark, thick lines in here. I feel like a lot of people are, a lot of coloring books and coloring is shifting from complicated images, at least from Amazon publishers, to more of this square, simple, cute, format. And again, nothing wrong with that. I think it's a trend, and I totally get artists, embracing that trend. However, I do applaud, like, I know Alexandra Frenzies has some square books that are more simplistic coloring series, but I love the fact that she has those, but then she does other books in her classic style, or her former style as well. So she has a mix of books and a variety, and I really appreciate that. I will also be curious to see if Jade Summer does that as well, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, ever since Coco adopted this format, like, I haven't seen any other books, and maybe they have had other standard books published. I could be wrong. But like their Galaxy gals or whatever it was, I do love this picture, the front cover one. Um, I also love that some of the artists for these publishers and such take these pictures and they add texture to it. Like they do designs on like in this case it'd be the little cupcake holders and stuff. They'll do little dots or little stencil designs, and I appreciate that because I feel like you can make it doesn't have to just be, straight coloring, and it gets, sometimes you just want to mix it up. At least I do. If I were to just sit here and straight color this entire book, I would probably get tired of it after about 10 pages of just doing the same thing. So I like to mix it up some, and other people may not, but I do appreciate that the colors they have show some different ways to do these. This is really cute, though, I have to say. Out of all their recent books, I think I like this one the most. Actually, I haven't purchased a Coco book in a hot minute. I'm trying to think of the last one I bought. Now they did do the Advent Halloween calendar last year was a shorter book like this, and I liked that. I liked that layout. But like some of their darker subject matter or like space or like fantasy stuff, I feel like is missing because it's all cutesy images. And while I love these, I also like a variety. So I do kind of miss that. And maybe once they settle in, they'll go back to a mix. Because it's not just about me. There are many other colorists out there, and the universe knows that I need to slow down on my book buying anyway, so maybe that's a good thing. It's making me a little more mindful of what I'm buying lately. So the English version of I think it was called Starfall is the rough translation, or maybe it is actually Shooting Star. I may be wrong, but I'm probably wrong. The English version of this came out in July, and I usually get the English versions. I think because the paper is cream colored, it might be hers that the non-English versions come in white paper, and I prefer the cream colored. It's either her or Hannah Carlson, and I can't quite remember. But beautiful hardback book. This feels a little dark. I apologize. Let me brighten things up a little bit. There we go. I have to play with my lighting, usually, depending on the time of day. Very interesting, like this one isn't a full circle, like it kind of stops at the top, so you could soften out the sky up here, take it as far as you want. That one was a little scary because like all those I think, well, those look like they're heading straight for the house, but the other ones might miss. Interesting, a lot of her images are in this kind of circular format. And while Maria Trolle has never had like overly complex images, I do feel like these are also a little more simplistic. But they are so cute. That bunny looks very suspicious. I think like when they're shooting stars, I almost feel like they should be going like this way. When they're coming down like this, it almost feels dangerous. Or it could be like that. Oh, what is that movie? It's got, I think, Robert De Niro in it. Stardust? Star something. It's where the star falls and she's like turns into an actual person, and like I remember nothing about the plot other than that, but it is a very fun movie. I think it's based off a book, and Robert De Niro plays pirate, I think, and I love his character. I probably got the actor wrong and the name of the movie there, but it'll be fine. Hopefully I'll put it in the description what it is and link to it. I know some of y'all are screaming at me right now what the name of it is. I really like her chilling with the rabbits. axolotls. Definitely think this is another awesome book. I kind of like you get one slice of an image and then you get kind of like another scene with some of these. It's not quite like a double page spread, but they're similar subject matter. If that makes any sense. Like right here could kind of be a double page spread, kind of. But I like that they're still on separate pages, because the one thing that drives me crazy is when you do a double page spread and the art goes right into the center. All those squirrels on her head. That would make me so nervous. You imagine, like, at that point somebody slams the door or a loud bang happens and they all just go flying off your head. Oh yes, that's exactly how I imagine my cats that have passed away. They're up in the clouds with a little crown on their head, being adored just as they should be. Yeah, see, like right here, you got the same subject matter twice. Very cool. These books are all over the place. We got spooky cute, we got witches, we got shooting stars, we have all kinds of stuff. Hot Witch Summer by Deborah Muller. I love anything she puts out that has witches in it, and the idea of witches out enjoying the summer is a vibe, and I love it. I need to adopt a Deborah Muller project book where I just work in it front to back, and I don't have one yet. I wonder if this should be it. You're like, how do you know they're witches? Well, they have witch hats on, of course. But it could just be a girl. It doesn't have to be a witch. So that's why I'm going to color them all kinds of colors. We're going to, of course, have green witches and maybe some red witches and purple witches. We're going to have all kinds of colors. Well, that suit's not doing a lot. Oh, wait. That might be the actual suit there instead of... I thought it was just a band of just uh, ruched fabric or whatever, pleated fabric. There you go. And I was like, man, that's not doing a lot of covering up there. A mer witch. A beach sounds like a lot of fun, but I need the temperature to be down about 20 degrees. Actually, if it was down about 10 degrees and the humidity was cut, well, no. If you're near water, you're of course going to have humidity up. So I just need it to be about 20 degrees less. I can't ask for the humidity to cut. I like the little duck floaty there. Can't ask for the humidity to be cut next to a beach. That's just asking too much. The ghosts are in the pool, but they look very concerned about it. The cat is zeroed in on that crab, fixing to get a face full of clippy claws. I have the Halloween all year long one I should probably work in See, I'd start in this one for the summer, but you know, once it gets fall, I'll want to shift to fall stuff. And, witches with hitches. Oh, I love her puns. I guess one of the nice things about being a witch is you could probably, I'm sure there's a anti-sunburn spell on you. All right. I did, so last week I did Jade Summer flip throughs in my coloring book collection, and, well, not flip throughs, but showing off my collection. And I mentioned Light and Dark Fantasy was one of the books I had. I did show some pages in there completed, but so many of them had yellowed that that book was basically, I felt like lost to me. So, fortunately, Jade Summer does still sell it. Hooray. And so I picked up a fresh copy. You get a full flip through on this today. This was actually published in 2022. And the ones I've finished, I don't mind redoing. I feel like at this point I would do them a lot differently anyway. So, except I really did like my guy with the wolf. I feel like this was really Jade Summer's sweet spot with Grayscale was the time period in 2022 when these and then like the chibi books and the kawaii books and stuff came out. Like I feel like this was the ideal Grayscale in my opinion. Number of male characters in here, which is another thing I always enjoyed. A lot of the books can feel girl heavy and no, girl power and all that, but sometimes it's nice to have some male characters as well. So these were originally two books. There was a light fantasy and a dark fantasy, and then they combined into a book so you didn't have to have duplicates. Oh yeah, there are no duplicates in this. This is all just one set of images. And that was another reason why I had to get another book, because the pages that had yellowed, it wasn't like I could just go to the duplicate page and color that instead. Now they do have another book they've published now called Dark Fantasy. It is not the same one. That is the more recent one, like this year, 2024. So definitely make sure you check the dates on some of their books just to make sure. I don't think I've seen any other type of duplication like that of titles, but they used to have the Dark Fantasy one separate, like the old one. Now that they've combined them, like, this is a separate, different title now, so. But yeah, just make sure you're checking the date. We're still in the light fantasy portion of this, I think. They may still have a line art version of this as well. This is the dark fantasy side. And like I said, drastically different from the Dark Fantasy 2024 version, because that one has a lot darker grayscale and a lot different, obviously different art. But they may still have a line art version of this one too. I'll look and see. Now some of these I may use the same color that I used in the completed pages before, but like I said, hopefully this time I'm using more friendly markers. I actually really like the version of this one I had done previously, but again, it yellowed. my two biggest, if somebody were to ask me my two biggest coloring pet peeves, it is working on a page like a background using marker to cover a wide space and the marker running out halfway through would be number one. Number two, actually, at least with that one I can use another color. It won't look 100%, but at least it doesn't do any damage to the pages around it. So that's number two. Number one is if marker is yellow onto, or any medium bleeds onto another page. Just, oh, makes me so mad. There should not be markers and such out here that cause pages to yellow. If they're being marketed as markers to color with, none of them should be yellowing. Because you could even have just a separate page. So here's like the line art version of that. I'll see if I can find it if they still have that one. But no, what I was saying was, like, even if you have just a separate digital print or whatever and you color that one, you're gonna have to put that like behind like a sheet protector or something, because if you put it on other pages it'll yellow through to them. I think I've even had it yellow the sheet protector before if it's a dark enough like orange or red color, and depending on the type of marker. So drives me crazy. Speaking of Jade Summer, Comfy and Cozy, they had originally published the book and it looked like this, and I'm showing you both versions. And again, kind of this comfy cozy coloring square format that is trending right now. You know, Jade Summer's embracing it, and like I said, totally okay with trends. Just also remember what other books got you here, right? Like eventually everybody's gonna burn out on this and want something else. So this was an original one. It's the dark blue. I was showing you both for a reason. The line art on this one's a little thinner. I still got it. I prefer thicker line art, but I still got it because I really love the pages. And again, I stress, I don't mind the comfy cozy coloring in the little square books. They're easier to finish, and they're cute. I just don't want nothing but those to choose from, and thankfully I don't have just that. But I'm just saying, if that's all everybody's doing, and thankfully a lot of artists aren't. So I'm just hoping Jade Summer takes that to heart as well. Okay, so this is a new one. So if you see this one, this is the old copy. They redid this book. I don't know if they still make the old one available or not, but the newest one is in the light color, and it is darker line art, as you can see. This is much more on my level. Okay, we'll do a flip through of this one, but I just kind of I pulled the other one just to show you, and they said, I think they said there might be some new images. There's 40 in this one. I don't know how many were in the other one. Does it say? No. Okay, well, so this is the newest copy. I have a lot to say today. I also have to say that book reprints, that has become also kind of popular, revisiting older books, changing the line art, changing imagery. Just some examples. I know Jade Summer's done it with this one. R.J. Hampson's been going back to some of his older books and adding that second set of slightly different images with a black background. Love that. Because I love that second set of images rather than just having duplicates. He's making the second set slightly different on some of his older books, just like with his newer ones. I appreciate that. I know Alexandra Franzese has went back and updated some of her books because she's grown so much as an artist that she's modified some of them, thicker line art, a little bit different style, So those are some examples I can think of, and I'm cool with that. Just I wouldn't like. I'm trying to think here. I think there reaches a point where, depending on when you publish the books, like if it's a book you had 5 years ago or 3 years ago and you want to refresh it, I mean, you can. I mean, certainly I'm not going to tell any artist or publisher not to update their stuff, but I will be more likely to buy it if I haven't already colored in the book. And for me, that it could be a book I've had for 3 years that I haven't colored in yet. There's a very distinct possibility. I don't mind them doing that, but I need to be careful of that trap, because then I'm just duplicating what I have. Like in this case, I'll be giving away that other copy I have. Just, I guess I'm saying, like, have a plan for it, but don't make it a habit. Like, Jade Summer just published that other one, then did this one, very quickly as a follow-up. And like, as long as they take this moving forward, and if this is the preferred format with the darker line art, that they continue publishing in this format. I just don't want to wind up seeing a new book, buying it, and then a month later a updated version coming out. Like that's a little sus, if you catch my drift. So I made an exception for this one because this is not something that, Jade Summer does. This is the first time I've seen them do this. So, and I really did like the thicker line format here. One way around that is to, and I know this is hard, it's hard for me, not buy books when they first come out. Wait for flip throughs, because there's some people that like the thin line art and that's what they want. Look for a flip through of that and then make a judgment on that. So like if they put out another book and there's thin line art, I might wait to see. I really like this picture. I might wait to see if they're gonna do something different. I might be a little more cautious about buying books with, like in this case, buying the thinner line art books after this, just to see if they're going to come back like that. And if you keep doing that, you're going to piss off your customers anyway. So like, I think this might be an experiment, and then depending on the reaction that they get, I don't know how time consuming it is, but maybe you could do I think they should publish a thin line art and a thick line art of a book right off the bat. And then if I were in charge in making decisions, I would do a thin line art and a thick line art, and I would publish both versions at the same time and track which one does the best. But you're talking to somebody that's done marketing and stuff for years, so hey, some free advice. Take it. Don't do anything with it. Take it under advisement, however you want to do it. Boy, that's a lot of books. So that is their full collection. When they say full collection, they mean, I'm assuming, what's currently available on their site. So and it doesn't specify whether there's a line art or grayscale. Like, I have a book, there's at least 2 books I have that are not on this list. Yeah, there's at least 2 books I have that are not on this list. So my assumption is this is all the books that they currently have either on Amazon or in digital format. So interesting. And now it got too bright. Sorry guys. This is why I was saying, it's like when the sun comes out or it gets cloudy, I have to adjust my lighting. Alright, last one. I'm already seeing some controversy on this one. So I'm not sure if this artist has published one before under Mythographic. I don't remember it. Weronika Kolinska. This is Mythical Beasts. Y'all know I love mythical fantasy beasts, people. So I did what I normally don't do and went ahead and bought this one sight unseen. I know. I keep saying I'm not going to do that. But then I looked through this and I actually don't think I'm disappointed. This was one, because I saw, well, I take it back. I saw some of the examples on Amazon, and I love this one with the one with wings, jackalopes, I think. And so I haven't had a chance to see other flip throughs yet, but one thing I noticed right off the bat is these are way less abstract, less random, busy elements in the picture. These are just more simplistic images. And me personally, I really love that. Like, I get easily overwhelmed by a lot of random objects in a picture by very complex images. Like, this feels complex at first look, but then as I'm looking at it, I can break it up, like these sections, the lights coming through, this is all gold, you know, like it looks a little complex, but like these are easily broken up into parts. A lot of the mythographic books don't have, it's not easy to do that. And it's something I need to work past for sure. It's one of the reasons I still have yet to color in a mythographic book. However, okay, this thing with the clouds in the eyes is really creepy. I don't know what that is, but that is creepy. That's what I do know. But I kind of like this. I like the simplicity. It's not simple images, but I like that there's not a ton of busyness in this one. I really like this picture because you can see like below the water and above it. There's different layers, different levels to this picture. It's very appealing to me. Kind of get a little bit of a Kirby feel from some of these pictures. Like inspired. But not all of them. But that's good. I like that mix. Yeah, these aren't nearly as abstract and complicated. So that's gonna greatly depend on what do you like? And I actually kind of like this. There are other ones I like too. I love Fabiano Attanasio's ones. Joseph Cadenbang, I think I've got one of his I like. But like some of them are just too complicated, and it's just really hard for me to work through. But some people like that. Like I said, we are all different. We all have different tastes and preferences. And thankfully, there are so many artists and so many different styles of coloring books out there. Not everyone's going to be a hit with everybody. Oh, we even have insects in here. Well, I like that one. I'm really drawn to deserts and like succulents and stuff like that, but it's weird because like I absolutely hate the heat. Um, but like I can't have succulents in the house either. Well, the first time the cats would try to bat at a cactus would probably be the last time, but then they just knock the whole thing off and break the pot or whatever, so yeah. I really like this as a mix. And I do like that this series of books has different artists, so you get different looks and feels. Like I said, this may not be your favorite kind, so maybe you prefer the more abstract ones, and that's okay. But I like the fact that under the series there are different options. Ooh, that would be the last one. Ugh. Ugh. Anything spidery, we can just call it a day. Now that looks terrifying. Is he both, I guess? Oh my gosh, bat foxes. That is a foxy February picture if there ever was one. Foxes. Oof. Okay, some of these pictures are a little unnerving, I'll be honest. Oof, that one with the scorpion tail. Oh shoot, what is it? Oh my gosh, is that Mothman? Oh my gosh, we have Mothman, ladies and gentlemen. Another Mothman for our cryptid series. So, Polish illustrator and designer based in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Her work centers around themes of animal rights, environmentalism, and love of the natural world. Digital art and apparel design are her main focus, but she loves creating intricate ink on paper artworks. Very cool. Very cool. I like this one. I really do. So if you are a fan of the Mythographic series, but sometimes feel like it's a little overwhelming, that's a little too busy, and you like mythical fantasy animals and beasts and creatures, this might be a good choice for you. So, all right, we are through. We are through. Hard to believe. But yeah, that is pretty much what I've picked up. The one book I'm missing, Color Me Halloween, was supposed to be out mid-July, but it got pushed to the end of July. Now, watch me get that book like tomorrow. So I will, see, look at that. Isn't that, yeah. Anyway, I have expressed a ton of thoughts on here. And you know what? At the end of the day, y'all disagree. That's totally cool. That's why I'm saying. That's why I love coloring. We all have different tastes, different things we love, different things we enjoy. And I am no way saying that, don't go buy these books, don't go support these companies or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all, because they're doing it. Obviously, they have an audience, and if it's stuff you like, by all means support them and this and that. I'm not saying, don't go buy this, don't go do that. I'm just calling out what I'm seeing and making suggestions. Like, if somebody from Coco Wow happens to watch this video, if somebody from Jade Summer happens to watch this video, stuff like that. That's this is just commentary and just opinion. And I realize we're all different, so because we all like vastly different things in coloring and artists, and again, that's one of the reasons I like coloring so much, is there's so much variety. So and as you can see here, I had a huge variety of books that were like fantasy, the hardback kind of Maria Trolle, or Troll, or however you say it, kind of landscapes and sky and things like that. You have like spooky books with the witches and the spooky cutie book. Then you have like a comfy and cozy book. So like I have a huge variety here too. So variety is the spice of life, as they say. All right, so we're going to finish this up. I think Sunday. So this was the part I wanted to talk about some ideas for videos. I'm kind of running into a situation where I have a video for Friday or Saturday pretty well set, whether it's a completed pages, one of these hauls, or like a coloring book collection one. Wednesdays are usually, every other Wednesday is usually like my watercolor Wednesdays for right now, but then they're going to be just demos of everything once we get out of watercolor summer, but primarily it's watercolors. So I've been trying to think. Usually I post a video on Sunday, but a lot of my coloring chats are being taken up during those Wednesday ones. So I was kind of thinking, while watercolor summer is still going on, taking you guys through my water-based mediums and talking about them. So like not doing full demos or anything like that, but just showing you guys what I have for watercolors. because I haven't really shown like my whole sets before. And to be honest, I do need to put together a swatching project to swatch everything and keep it in either in the watercolor tins or whatever, or find some way to keep everything together so that I have it. And so that might be something I do on Sundays. It'll be obviously a limited series, but I should have plenty to show for August and even into September. Might be something I do on Sundays. This Sunday, I am thinking about, I posted this picture earlier this week, and a lot of people liked it. I was talking about Jade Summer, and about I should go back to some of the Grayscale books from that 2002 era that I like so well. Well, this is 2020, so 2020 to 2022. I really like their Grayscale, and so I posted this picture earlier this week, and a lot of people liked it. And I realized it had been a hot minute since I've really shown how I color Grayscale, and it's not super complicated, but it is something that I thought I might do on Sunday, and maybe just a coloring chat. I don't know. I might just make it a live stream or something. Just because with Grayscale, you know, I mostly just use straight coloring. I don't do any sort of blending or anything like that because the Grayscale already does the shading work for me. I might do that on Sunday just to kind of do a refresh of that, since it's been probably a couple years since I talked about that. And I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You just use lighter colors, use dark colors sparingly, and then if you're wanting to create like a ghost-like appearance, I like to use a white Jelly Roll gel pen to black or white out the lines. I didn't do a fantastic job here, but I did a serviceable one. So we might do that this Sunday just to mix things up. I don't think I'm gonna have time to get. So the watercolor collection, or water mediums collection, will start next Sunday. So kind of some ideas I'm kicking around. And while I'm showing what I have in terms of water-based mediums, if you see something that I haven't used yet and you're like, hey, I'd like to see you demo, you know, this in a video or whatever, I don't mind doing that at all, because it's definitely like everything else in that I have, you know, need to be using a lot more of it. So we'll start that next Sunday. So upcoming videos, Wednesday will be another watercolor Wednesday. I am not sure. I'm thinking about using the satin glazing liquid on an Amazon page and trying that, but I'm not sure what medium I'm going to use. I don't really want to use the gelatos, or maybe I do. I don't know. Still trying to decide on the page I want to do that with. And yeah, so we might do that. We might just use regular watercolors as a base on something. I don't 100% know yet what I'm going to do. I'm going to start work on that probably Sunday. Next Friday will be my completed pages for July into August a little bit, because I'm just going to count the first week as the part of July. And then the next Sunday, that Sunday is when I'll start showing you guys what I have in terms of watercolor palettes, gel sticks, gelatos, Neocolor 2s, ink tints, watercolor pencils. I'll show you my different sets. Like I said, we won't go super in depth into them, but I can show you guys like the swatches, and I can kind of show you like what they do and this and that, and how I like to use them. And then like I said, if I haven't used them yet, or if I have and you want to see me demo them again, you guys can let me know in the videos, and then we can put that on the Wednesday schedule. So I need to post in the community tab, but Tammy just posted a new watercolor summer video herself just a day or two ago. I'm going to announce that in the community tab. And then I had the one last Sunday, because I was behind, that I did with the gelatos in the Camille de Erico book, and that one turned out pretty cool. And I'm using that satin glazing liquid, so I'll try to put a clip here in the top right of both of those videos, so you can click and go to those if you want. Other than that, I am just busy. It's Friday. I took the day off work. It's been a tough week for a lot of reasons. They are doing more restructuring, more shuffling, and there's more planned in the next 6 months. And that's all I can say about that right now, but it is extremely frustrating. I disagree with a lot of it, and I don't know how it's going to shake out. So there's a lot of unknown, and that's just, I mean, I just would like something in my life to be simple right now would be great, but it just seems like everything for the next 6 months is up in the air at the moment. So that's fun. But no, I took today just to take some time. I'd like to be able to work on my room. At some point, y'all are going to see my art room when it's done. Probably be late this year, but we're going to work on it. But I think I'm going to hang out with the hubby some today, do some puzzles, do some Legos, might mess around with diamond painting, definitely take a nap, and then tomorrow hopefully I can go swimming again. I'm going to go hang out with my parents for a while. My dad needs to borrow my truck, and hopefully just have a cool weekend where I can color a bit, start on the next video, and yeah, just kind of update you guys on what's what. And yeah, if you missed it, I did do my vacation recap Wednesday with my haul of t-shirts, posters, pins, and plushies. It is not coloring related. However, if you enjoy anime, video games, and stuff like that, you might get a kick out of that. There are some voice actors we saw panels for like Baldur's Gate 3 and Genshin Impact. And so yeah, I don't expect a ton of people are interested in that, but I knew a couple people in particular wanted to see it. So had fun doing it, and all cool stuff, a lot of cool info and new things I picked up from that. And I'm chatting. I could talk a little bit to this Sunday, but we'll either do a recorded video or I might do a live stream. It really depends on my vibe when I get up Sunday morning, so I don't want to make an official announcement until then, but we'll see. Oh, and giveaways, possibly too. My plan is to try to do at least one of those in August and maybe the other one in September, the coloring book giveaways. So just keep an eye out for that. Hopefully I can start finally fine-tuning what those giveaways will be, and be able to give you guys a preview video so you at least know what I'm going to have to show. So to be continued. We'll get there. All right, I've chatted enough. Hope y'all have a great start to the weekend. Hope things are a little more stable for y'all than my life currently feels like right now. But you know what? I am up, somewhat caffeinated. Speaking of which, somewhat caffeinated. I have some things to take care of today, and I'm just plugging along. It'll be what it'll be at this point. I've done all I possibly can to control what I can, and past that point, that's all I can do, and I just have to kind of let the other stuff ride as best I can. So I can say that now because I'm in a good place, but all it's going to take is a couple things to crash and burn, and I will be back in espresso depresso mode. So anyway, and buying mode apparently. So all right, well, y'all take care, and bye for now.